Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Holiday Doc and I want to welcome you to the start of what I hope to be a very promising year for both competitive players, competitive YouTubers, and just the Call of Duty general as a whole, because we just got a ton of information on yesterday's stream. If you missed it on Twitch, at both GameStop or GameSpot had their kind of preliminary Q&A with the Treyarch team as well as Vondahar, and he leaked quite a bit of very important stuff. Some of it you might have missed, and that's what I'm here today to talk about, because there's so much that we need to discuss and kind of focus on and get ready for as a community. But before we get there, this gameplay is brought to you by Ops2, a friend of mine. He used to be formerly working for New Breed, but now he's doing his own thing for UMG. So he brought me this gameplay. I didn't have anything available, and I can't show you Black Ops 2, even though I've had it since Wednesday. Bitches be jealous. So first thing on my list of topics is Vondahar was asked about League play and how it's going to incorporate what most pros like to call competitive play as MLG play. You know, very limited rule sets, lots of stipulations, and different style of rules. Vondahar replied saying that he wants to keep League play as open as possible. He feels like the missing link to making COD esports big is the fact that we dumb down the game so heavily when we play it on a competitive level. Well, what do you guys think of this? Honestly, you know, I'm a little torn, but I feel like he's right. What has always kept us back from gaining the mass momentum support of the public? The fact that our game looks and feels so differently than the average public room player gameplay, right? So how do we resolve this? Well, we need to incorporate more parts of the game that are already developed. All the public rules somewhat need to stay the same. Now, you know, this is within reason. We're not going to be running around with fucking noob tubes, rocket launchers, shooting, you know, through doorways, tubes, fucking up in the air, landing on bomb points and such like that. That's not going to happen. We all know that won't happen. But what I do see happening is a wider range of weapons being used, less limitations on what attachments can be used, and kill streaks, or score streaks is what they're called in Black Ops 2. I truly feel like this is what could make or break us. I think if we start using score streaks and a less limited style of play, we will see a ton more viewers. Now, the argument is, well, we have league play. Why don't we see how far that gets us before we start making dramatic changes to competitive play? And I agree with this side of the argument as well. But we don't have that kind of time. You know, we need to hit this game running. You know, we need to hit the floor running and just go with what we can and build momentum off the start of this game. The very first part of this game is going to be extremely important for us. We need to do everything we can off the opening gates to make sure that this game is successful, not only in a public room setting, but in a competitive room setting as well. And my cat's saying hi. Go away, cat. Anyways, next topic that I think is very important pertaining to competitive play and league play is Vondahar, and I quote, said, "League play will be networked differently than the regular matchmaking servers." Now, where this kind of takes me and leads me to believe is happening is they're going to have dedicated servers for league play to eliminate the fact that some teams are going to have an advantage on host. He wants to make this playing field as even as possible. So to do that, I think, and this is just, you know, hypothetical, you know, my kind of assumption is he's putting it on a dedicated server. Now, what this is also going to do is eliminate the fact that people are going to be able to DDoS you. Well, they still will be able to, but it's going to be a lot more difficult to get your IP address. So I think this is huge leaps and bounds for us. Big things, and I can't, you know, if this is all true, it's going to be just good news for everybody. Now, the last little bit I have to talk about here before this video ends, and my cat just jumped on my lap, so if you're purring, it's not me. So what else was leaked is the fact that Call of Duty is not going to be partnering with Twitch like we had all assumed. And that's huge, because when you think game streams, and supportive game streams at a company that, you know, supports all gaming on all levels, you think Twitch. Now, I didn't even begin to even think that Google and YouTube was a possibility to bring on board for streaming partnerships with the new Call of Duty system. But I was wrong. And wow, that was a dirty fucking three-piece right there. Nice round on Osbo's part there. Osbo is playing over the gamer tag stealth or stealth shoot. But, you know, how does this streaming gonna work? And he leaked a little bit more of that information as well. And I'm still kind of confused on why, you know, why we're going with the YouTube stream. You know, I've been trying to use YouTube streams for a long time now. You know, since last January, when I was involved in the alpha stages of YouTube streams. And to me, it feels like they've made some leeway, but they're still miles behind the competition. So why would I don't know. I'm really torn at it. I really hope YouTube is on top of their game, and they're going to continue to support their live stream system, and, you know, continue to make modifications and just make it a better experience. Because honestly, the chat sucks, the monitoring of who's in the room sucks, and it's just the chat system is just, it's horrible. You know, I don't want to knock it, but can't lie when I say the game or that system sucks. But how is it going to work? Well, if you're in the league play, now that's a big thing too. You're only going to be able to live stream from the game if you're playing leagues. And they did this to allow a lot more kind of control of what was happening. But to get your live stream going on YouTube, you're going to get a link, and you're going to say, I want to start a live stream, and you're going to get a link, and you need at least 10 people to start activating it. But the other things is, they can shut it down at any time. So if they have, you know, bigger channels doing much bigger streams, and they need more bandwidth, they might just shut down all the smaller channels so they can promote one or 5 other big streams at the time. So I'm going to leave with you that information. I want to see big conversations down in the section below. Let me know what you guys think. And let's start preparing for Black Ops 2. You know, no more segregation of the communities. Let's try to bring everybody together, and let's have a good time and just enjoy it for what it is. Anyways, I'm Holiday Doc. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm out.